Yeah, hi there. These comments are for my student, Allan, and you just sent me an email, I think, a couple of days ago, so I've been thinking about your questions, and I'm putting together right now a response to kind of get you going in the right direction. So you're working on improving your listening skills, and you're also taking my advice and you're working on your listening, right? So let's see what you say. I'm practicing the listening in your online TOEFL course, and in addition using some TOEFL listening tests at YouTube, but I've had some problems. When I'm listening and taking notes, after I go to answer the question, my notes are not helping me much. Maybe when I am taking notes, I'm writing down at the same time that the speaker is saying something, and that's why I cannot understand correctly the lecture. I have practiced listening a lot, and in addition, based on your advice, listening to radio and TV, even though I cannot figure out all of the information I have heard. That's okay now. Even though you can't understand all of it, it's a good start. You're helping make your ears faster. So don't give up on the radio and the TV thing. That's very good for you. You said, I was wondering whether the problem is my comprehension about the lecture, my notes, or because I'm not understanding clearly both the question and answer options. I would like to know if you have some suggestions about it. I need to continue taking notes, listening a lot, and it will become easier, or I need to study in a specific way in order to tackle the listening section. Okay, there are some specific things that you should do during TOEFL listening. Certain things you want to listen for, and you definitely want to write those things down, right? Now I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Now let's go back to what you're asking me though. It looks like you're probably having some listening comprehension problems, so you keep practicing. You keep practicing, eventually it'll become easier for you. Alright, now let's go back to the specific way or how you can listen. Now during the listening section, the key here is when you're doing the listening part of the TOEFL, you want to make good use of the notes that you have. So I suggest that during the listening part of the test, try writing down as much information as you can while the conversation is going on, but you should be careful. What you want to do is try to pick the overall idea from what you're hearing. You want to write that down. That's called your topic. Now also, some parts of the lecture or the conversation, they will tell you what kinds of questions you're going to be asked. For example, don't forget these types of things. Number one, if during the listening a speaker gives his or her own opinion about the topic, maybe the speaker agrees or disagrees with it and gives reasons why, you definitely want to write that information down. Now number two, sometimes during the listening, the speaker will talk about the order in which certain events happen. They might go from the earliest to the most recent, or the most recent to the earliest. If the speaker is listing several things in a particular order, Allan, you definitely want to write those things down. That's going to be very important for you. Number three, you want to listen during the lectures or conversations for detailed information or a description of a certain program or object. If they give some detailed information or description about a program or object, you want to try to write down that information because you will be asked a question about this. Now number four, sometimes during the lecture or the conversation, the speakers, they will compare and contrast two things. And you definitely want to write down what the similarities and the differences are for those two things. So the thing that you want to remember here, Allan, is during the actual test, it's not just what you listen to in terms of trying to understand everything the speaker is saying. That's probably not the best strategy, is to pay attention to how the speaker is saying certain things. And certain types of questions, as I just outlined, will be important for you, or certain types of details will be important for you, because a lot of the times these detailed questions will be your 2 or 3 point questions on the listening section. Does that make sense? So anyway, so let's go back to your question now. So I did give you some suggestions as how you can listen to the lectures and the conversations. I also confirmed some of your questions already about what you need to do or keep doing to improve your listening comprehension. So you'll get better. Your ears will get faster. I think keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the practice tests. Keep getting more exposure to the English language by way of listening, and you will get better a little bit at a time. And I hope that this particular video is giving you some good ideas to help guide you specifically with your note taking during the listening section of the TOEFL IBT.